New York City sent some illegal migrants up to Canada who now want to return because of the cold weather. This goes to show that Democrats are phony when they say that they welcome all people into their sanctuary cities, because ever since they started arriving from Texas, New York City Mayor Eric Adams wasted no time shuffling them off to other locations so that they could be someone else's problem. Martha's Vineyard went and did the exact same thing, if you remember. So now the Biden administration has to deal with the fact that people who disrespect our laws by breaking our immigration laws as the very first act of them coming to our country now want to choose where they can go to live illegally. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we fight to protect the sanctity of American citizenship against the daily onslaught of radical woke Marxist propaganda. So, according to recent reports, New York City is providing some illegal aliens with bus tickets paid for by you, the U.S. taxpayer, to Canada. It's been said that some of them accepted the offer to go to our northern friends because they were simply appalled by the degree of crime in the big rotten apple. The whole sanctuary city thing was just an anti-Trump ploy by woke Democrats because Trump solved our border problem by making the illegals stay in Mexico until they have their deportation hearings. The difference is that Barack Obama and now President Joe Biden would let them roam around the country freely until their deportation hearings. And I believe it was an average of 0% showed up for those hearings. Not one person would show for those hearings. And the Democrat presidents knew that they wouldn't. And so what they were really doing was issuing a de facto amnesty to hundreds of thousands of illegals, and now by the millions from Joe Biden. So New York City Mayor Eric Adams didn't care enough about the illegal migrants to tell them that, it gets pretty cold up there during the winter, so you might want to know that before you accept our offer, because Adams doesn't give a shit. He just wanted them out of his city, some sanctuary city, right? So the Daily Mail ran a piece titled, "No Canada. Migrants bust north from New York City for free are turning back after getting frustrated with the weather conditions, with one blaming lots of snow." Speaking to the CBC, Ilse Thielman, the director of a New York nonprofit TLC NYC that has already helped transport the migrants from New York to Montreal, attempted to explain the phenomenon, saying many had arrived expecting better access to jobs and health care, while others were simply turned off by the frigid conditions. I wonder if Fidel Trudeau is forcing the illegal migrants to do a 14-day quarantine in a Motel 6 at taxpayer expense. Isn't he still doing that to his own citizens if they want to come back into the country to go home? It just goes to show that leftists are leftists, no matter where they're stationed around the world. Now, here's the biggest kicker out of the story. Thielman told the Canadian broadcaster, quote, "They think that there are all these jobs up here," speaking of the foreign invaders, many of whom have been in the United States for the better part of a year. Conservatives have been saying for years that if we just shut down the jobs that the illegals take when they get here, they wouldn't come here anymore. A lot of them still would today because they get a check from Uncle Joe these days for not having to do anything. But a large majority of them would stop coming here if there was no work here for them. But liberals and rhino establishment types want them here for different reasons. The liberals wanted the votes for the Democrats, and the rhino establishment types wanted the cheap labor for their business donors. So it's pretty appalling when these illegals don't even feel like they've done anything morally wrong, when they demand where they want to be placed after they illegally crashed into our country. Think about that. That is what the Biden administration and the Democratic Party have done. We have some places like California that now, I believe, allow illegal aliens to vote. 16 municipalities across the country allowed non-citizens to vote in local elections as of December 2022. 11 were located in Maryland, 2 were in Vermont, 1 was in New York City, and the other 2 were in California. Folks, what the hell's going on here? The liberals come out and they say, well, if they're going to live here and they work here and they pay taxes here, well, then they should be able to vote for who's going to... Oh, come on, cut me a goddamn break. They don't pay taxes. If they're illegals, they're using a phony Social Security number because you can't get a Social Security number. okay? And a lot of the jobs that they're doing are under the table. They're not paying taxes, folks. The Democrats have already made a mockery out of our citizenship for what it's worth by opening our borders to let anyone in. It's only a matter of time before they all start allowing illegal aliens to vote. And the thing about it is, they don't care when people complain about it. They couldn't care less that people feel that their citizenship has been cheapened and diluted of its value. And it's all because Democrats are political whores who will do everything and anything to remain in power, including degrading your American citizenship. The Republicans just gained power in the House of Representatives. They're spending a lot of their time doing investigations into the criminality and immoral wrongdoings that the Democrats pulled off during their perfect storm of power over the last 3 years, where they just wreaked havoc on our society. There are only so many ways that they can expose the truth because they have just 2 years to do it, and they have to govern as well. And there's just so much that the Democrats did wrong and intentionally that needs to be exposed. What we need is a complete change of leadership in this country. We need leaders who actually give a damn about the country and who care about our citizenship, who worry about Americans overdosing on fentanyl because the border is wide open and the cartels are just making billions of dollars selling it and transferring it across our border with no worries of getting caught. We need leadership the way Trump took care of things. And I don't care how you feel about him personally or about his sometimes boorish behavior, but love him or hate him, he got results. The man got results. He did what he said he would do, and it always worked out for the best for the American people because his motto was America first. What we have now running the White House and the Senate, and still a lot of America, are Democrats who put America last. That needs to end. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for spending time with us. We'll see you in the next one.